You were probably too busy dancing, jiving and having the time of your life during Mamma Mia 2 to notice, but if you did try to make sense of Mamma Mia's timeline, it might have made your head spin. Yippee-ki-yay movie lovers, it's Jan here, and in this video I'm going to explain 5 crazy things about Mamma Mia's timeline which make it all really rather confusing. And I'll also be announcing the winners of my Here We Go Again giveaway. The wonderful world of Mamma Mia is not only full of beautiful sparkling blue seas, fabulously fun spontaneous song and dance routines, and opportunities to live rent-free if you happen to help the right horse, but it also seems that they've managed to perfect the art of technological time travel. We see Sophie and Bill's mother using some pretty up-to-date iPhones, and some rather recent tablet models appear in Harry's Tokyo meeting. But Mamma Mia 2 isn't actually set now, which means that tech-wise the Mamma Mia universe is well ahead of its time. Okay, I'm going to run through Mamma Mia's timeline to show you what I mean. When Mamma Mia was released in 2008, the date the story was set in was rather vague, with little to tie it down to a particular year. But Here We Go Again changed that, giving us some specific dates for movie detectives to create a timeline of the events in both films. Lily James's prequel story reveals that Donna graduated in 1979, after which she hooked up with Sophie's 3 potential fathers during the summer after graduation, which lines up roughly with the months mentioned in Donna's diary in the first film. So Donna became pregnant with Sophie during the summer of 1979, which, allowing 9 months for the pregnancy, means Sophie was born in 1980. We know that in the first film, Sophie is 20 years old.
If she were more like me, she wouldn't be getting married at 20.
So given Sophie was born in 1980, the first film must have been set in the year 2000. As for Here We Go Again, that's set 5 years after the original movie, in 2005. We know that because when Ruby says she wants to commit to being a grandmother, Sophie accuses her of being 25 years too late. And Amanda Seyfried confirmed this 5-year gap between the stories during press for the film. The problem with the tech in Mamma Mia 2 is that it doesn't match this timeline. The first iPhones weren't released until 2007, and the characters in the movie are actually using pretty up-to-date ones, with Sophie's iPhone looking like it's probably a model from around 2013 onwards. While the 2-in-1 laptop tablet used by the execs in Harry's meeting is from a Microsoft range that was only introduced in 2013. All of which means that while the Greek island of Kalokairi isn't exactly Europe's answer to Wakanda, somehow they've still managed to nab themselves some high-tech gadgets that weren't even available at the time the movie's set. Another timeline problem pops up with Donna's graduation in 1979 at New College, Oxford, where according to Lily James the idea was that Donna was the first ever female valedictorian. But while this scene certainly gets 10 out of 10 for fun, it gets far fewer points for accuracy. The reason being that while New College, Oxford was founded in 1379, they didn't admit the first female undergraduates until 1979. And as Oxford's academic year starts in October, it would have been impossible for Donna to graduate in the summer of 1979, as that would have been before any women undergraduates had ever been admitted to New College. On top of that, valedictorian speeches and honours are typically a North American tradition and not something that happened previously at Oxford. I think the filmmakers decided to go with the valedictorian speech for Donna as they needed an excuse for her to get up on stage, and also wanted to show her as a trailblazer and the kind of person who shattered conventions. Writer-director Ol Parker told EW that to do that they needed to put Donna in the stuffiest possible surrounding and then have her shake that up. Parker chose Oxford as he says it was the most fabulously pompous place they could find, in a good way, fabulously learned and impressive. So it was all the funnier for Lily to rip off her costume and go for it. And Donna's age when she graduates in 1979 creates another issue with the timeline, as she was probably several years too young. Andy Garcia, who plays Fernando Cienfuegos, has said his character could well be Donna's father, and the movie seems to imply it was Fernando's love affair with Ruby which led to Ruby becoming pregnant with Donna. In the film, Cienfuegos reveals that his romance with Ruby took place in 1959, and assuming that's when Donna was conceived, she would have been born in late 1959 or 1960. That would make Donna around 18 to 19 years old at the time of her graduation in summer 1979. As undergraduate courses in Oxford are typically 3 to 4 years long, Donna must have started college when she was only around 15 or so years old. Now, it's not unheard of for child prodigies to go to college at a young age, but as much as we all love Donna, that's never been part of her story. Also, as absolutely loads of you have pointed out, when it comes to Donna's best friends, Tanya and Rosie, the timeline is rather fuzzy about who knew who, what and when. In the first film, it's clearly news to Tanya and Rosie that anyone other than Sam could have been Sophie's dad.
Remember how I said it was Sam, the architect who had to go home to get married? I'm not sure that it was him, because there were two other guys around the same time.
Donna Sheridan, you shady lady.
Why didn't you tell us?
And when Tanya and Rosie see Bill in the original film, we don't get any sense they've ever met before. Yet, in Here We Go Again, we learn they already met Bill when they were young, and they even encouraged Donna to get over Sam with him. What's more, Rosie even had a big crush on young Bill. All of which sounds like the kind of things you'd remember when they crop up later. But maybe all that Greek sun and ouzo simply went to their heads. And there's also the puzzling case of Harry's missing guitar and switched around diary dates. And if you'd like to know more about that, check out my video in the card here or video description below. We already know that technology can travel back from the future in the Mamma Mia universe, so it shouldn't be a surprise that human beings can also time travel in this absolutely fabulous world. Thanks to eagle-eyed Twitter user Tom Zohar, we now know that this dancing waiter travelled from 1979 to 2005 without ever looking a single year older, though he did have time for a quick shave. The dancer in question is Justin Thomas, who showed up in both the Waterloo routine in Paris with young Donna and Harry, and then again over 25 years later when Cher made her grand entrance on the island. So either Cher really can turn back time, or the dancer has a portrait of himself hidden away like Dorian Gray. And here's a little bonus timeline craziness for you. Given the sequel is set in 2005, there's no way the grand reopening for the Hotel Belladonna could have been on Saturday, July the 7th, which is the date we see on Sophie's invites, because in 2005, July the 7th was a Thursday. Now obviously when they shot the first film they never planned on making another one, so they didn't worry about how story decisions they made might impact a sequel. And as events in the Mamma Mia stage musical took place in 1999, the year the show opened in the West End, that's likely where the filmmakers got inspiration for their timeline. For me, there's far too much fun to be had watching both the Mamma Mia movies for these timeline issues to get in the way. After all, the Mamma Mia-verse is all about the joy and the music. So as Cher says in the sequel, let's concentrate on the here and now. And on that note, if you'd like to check out 10 amazing details in Mamma Mia 2 that will make you love the sequel even more, then tap on the card or the link in the video description or at the end of this video. Now what did you think of Mamma Mia's timeline issues, and did you spot any other inconsistencies in the movies? Congratulations to all the winners of my Here We Go Again merch giveaway. Please contact me or check your email if you've registered it for details on how to receive the prize. Tap left to watch 5 crucial differences between the 2 Mamma Mia movies, or tap right for another fun Mamma Mia video. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Yippee-ki-yay, movie lovers!